Folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on a necklace and 2 pair of simple earrings using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit Wild Mushroom. Now, I think you're going to like these. I hope so anyway. So let's turn down and work on them. The necklace is a simple stringing one. We're going to finish it with some chain around the back, but how we're going to work this is we're going to take this big topaz one. It's going to be our focal. It's going to have 2 jump rings, like so. Then we're going to have one of these. Nope, that's not quite right. Get it right, Rose. We're going to go to these pretty purple ones here. Then we're going to have this again. Then we're going to go to this one, a regular spacer, and then one of these roses, a spacer, and this guy, again with a spacer, our rose, spacer, one of these matte ones, a spacer, and then one of these. The rest of it will go the same way, but over here on this side instead. Now I got these out in case we needed them, but I don't think we're going to. I like the way it is. So then we're going to finish this up with chain around the back. This is our chain. And we have our SoftFlex Butterscotch Imperial Topaz beading wire, which was in our kit. So let's pull out a strand of that, put a bead stopper on the end here so it can't get away from us, and we're just going to go right down the line here. So we'll start with our little English cut amethyst, then we'll just go to the washer, the matte one of these topaz, washer, one of the roses, another washer. Now see, this is the only thing I don't like about these roses. They tend to flip over like that. And that is one of the reasons why I was thinking we may need the little round spacers. So let's see if that will help. Let's get a couple of those out. Well, that's more than a couple, isn't it? But we'll see how it works. So we'll put on one of these little guys. Slide it down there and then put our rose back on, and hopefully that will help it keep from rolling around so much. So in you go, like so. Now the next one of these, our spacer again goes up there, then with this fellow, next, and we're just going to go down the line I have here. We're going to use little ball spacers, I think, with our roses to hopefully help them stay in place. But isn't that pretty? Now go back the way you're supposed to be, you. Aren't these beautiful, these sparkly lavender beads here? I think they're just gorgeous. So here we are at our halfway point. And now we just continue on this side, just going opposite the other side. Oh, I need this guy. So pretty. Our flower on. Oop. Now see, like I say, that is the only thing I dislike about the roses is they like to flip over backwards, which sort of drives me nuts. But other than putting the little bead I put in there, I'm not sure how I would be able to stop it. Well, I'm sure there are ways I could glue it to one of the beads or something like that, but I don't really want to do that. But and here we are at the end of our bead strand. So here is what it looks like. Let's get our things out of the way here. And so it'll be like this. And then we're going to hook this onto chain on either side to finish up our necklace. So we will get another bead stopper here. We're going to slide everything down this way, hook this bead stopper closer, and we're going to see how long our necklace is so far so that we can see how much chain we want to put on. So get our ruler out here. And it looks like it's about a little over 8 inches. We want it to be at least 18. I'm thinking maybe even a little longer than that. So we will cut 6 inches for either side of our chain. There's our 6 right there. I'm not sure if this chain is welded. If it is, we don't want to try and but we should just be able to open it. If it's not, it's not, so that's good. So we'll just take this link out. Now I'm going to take my, well, this is my bead reamer, but anyway, something that will let them hold on to each other. Then we're going to take off this ring right here to get the chain we need. So there is our 2 pieces of chain that we needed right here. And I believe this piece is a little bit of extra chain. Let's see how much. It's barely any longer, so it would have. It's very nice indeed. So now what we need to do is we need to cut our wire here. We'll just cut it right here. And we need to hook these pieces of chain up to our wire to make our necklace. So we're going to get out a couple of jump rings. Sorry, not jump rings, though we will need some jump rings also, but that's when we finish it. We need a couple of crimp tubes. And I am just going to crimp directly onto my chain. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you could put a jump ring here, but I am going to just crimp directly onto my chain. So we'll take this off, put a crimp tube on, put one of the pieces of chain through, and let that slide down. Then we're going to go through our crimp tube and some other things as well. Right now we don't have to be really critical about this because we do have our other side to crimp. So I'm going to pull this up pretty tight. I'm going to get my magical crimping pliers out, put the crimp right in the divot and give it a light squeeze. And then turn it over and give it another and another. And I'm going to continue turning it like this and crimping until it doesn't squish anymore. And we're at that point right now. So now we'll push the beads down through here. And there we go to this side. Now we'll push everything over here. See, we've got one side done now. And we will take our crimp tube and then our chain, go over here and go through our crimp tube, and then come out right here. Now I'm going to come out right after this washer before this ball. And I'm going to do that because the ball is going to let me have some room here, whereas the other ones would try and get really close. So pull it. There we go. Make sure she's pretty well in place. Push this down with my thumbnail just a little bit so I can get my crimping pliers in here. You do need a little space to do that. Then twist and crimp, crimp, crimp. Now I keep squishing until I no longer feel any resistance from my crimp bead. So that's it right there. So now I'm going to cut this excess line off, making sure I get the proper one. And now we have our necklace just needs its finishing touches, which is a lobster claw and a jump ring. So let's get some of those things out. We have our large jump ring and our medium jump ring. Come on, you. So there's a medium one. It's getting under my finger now. And then we need to get a lobster claw. Now, I like a bigger lobster claw because, well, my hands are getting older. They like to be able to work these mechanisms a little easier. So I go for the larger ones. And now to finish this up, all we got to do is put the large jump ring, the 8mm oval jump ring, on one side. And then we will put the smaller one on the other side along with our lobster claw. So this is a 6mm oval jump ring, and the other one was an 8. technically it's an 8x6, and this is a 6x4. So, oops, come on, let me get hold of you. There we go. And now our necklace is finished. We just have to hook it through here, and voila. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I do love these. So, all done for the necklace. So now let's transition over to making earrings. I have 2 little packets here. Each packet is 1 pair of earrings. And so we'll get out some ball head pins and put these together. Now that I have my ball head pins out, these need to be straightened a little bit. So what we're going to do with these, pour these out, and I'll show you. We'll put them both together before we finish up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this big bead here and put it on. Then we get one of these bead caps, put it over the top. Then one of these tiny little purple ones, one of the brown ones, another purple one, and one of the black bicones. So that's what this particular earring is going to look like, though actually I'm thinking it needs maybe a spacer down here at the bottom, maybe just a little tiny daisy spacer. Let me get one of those quickly. I've got 4 of the little daisy spacers out. I think we'll have 2 on this one probably, and we'll have 2 for that one and 2 for this one. So now that we've got the daisy spacer, now see how much better that looks, I think, with the daisy spacer on the bottom. Bead cap, purple, brown, purple, and the bicone. So now we're going to do the bend on this to make sure it doesn't fall off. So there's number 1. Number 2, of course, we're going to build exactly the same way. Our little daisy spacer. Oop. So now we just have to wrap these up and get some ear wires for these. So to wrap them up, I'm just going to take my bell making plier, my stepped one, put it in here so it's at the littlest one, up and around and over, and bring it over all the way, and make this lollipop-like shape. I'm going to do the same with this second one. In you go, up and around and over, bring her down and over here, all the way, and there we go. So now we just got to wrap these 2 up. They'll be ready for their ear wires. So to wrap them, I'm just going to take hold of this loop where they come together somewhat, take my second pair of pliers, and wrap this around the base wire. I'm going to take and roll up this bicone and clip this little bit off, and then tuck this last little bit into the earring, and this one just is ready to have its ear wire put on. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And tuck it in. Now careful as you're tucking, because you don't want to break your crystal. So there is this pair. It's just all ready to have its ear wires, and it is done. So now let's get this second pair out. We'll keep our little daisy spacers so we can have those for the bottom. We'll dump out these beads for our second pair of earrings. So let's take our head pin, put this little guy on, and the first one is going to be this brown, small brown teardrop. Goes down like this. Then we're going to take our bead cap, then the washer spacer, this pretty crystal, another washer spacer, and then this bicone. So that's what this one's going to look like. So we'll bend this over. And do the same thing with this one. Oops. Got to put it on, don't I? Washer spacer. Pretty crystal, last washer spacer, and our bicone. So let's get this baby wrapped up. So again, we'll do the same thing. Get our bell making pliers in, go up and around, bring it down, bring it around, and straighten her up so she's in this shape. Do the same with this one, up and around and over. Bring it down and over. And then tip this a little bit so you get your lollipop shape. Next, we want to grab one of these, right where it comes together here. And then we're going to wrap it up just like we did the others. So just take your wire, bring it around. Now, I prefer a wrapped loop. If you prefer a simple loop, go for it. First one, and now the second. Oops. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen, now was it? So grab hold again, hopefully holding it a little better this time. Boy, it doesn't want to be held, does it? Come on, you hold on. get in here and tuck this last little bit of wire here. So there we go. There's our second pair of earrings. We just need to get some ear wires and put on, and these guys are done. This looks like the wire's a little bit crooked. There we go. That's better. So we have 2 pair of earrings and our necklace. Now let's just go get some ear wires. Actually, we don't have to go anywhere. There's some right here. I'll dump out 4. That's more than 4. Check to make sure they work fine. That one is. This is that one. Now I always check these because they have a little spring in them that could be broken or could be too tight. So there we go. There is our ear wires. Now we'll get some little tinky tot ear oval jump rings out. These are 4mm. Oh, I only need, yes, I needed 4, 2 pair rows. So now we will just open these up. Through our loop and then through our ear wire. We don't have to be careful about front and back because these are all the same. Front to back. Okay, it's all right. I was thinking it looked like it might have been a little wonky there, but that's all right. It's fine. Onto our earring, and then onto our ear wire, and close it up. First pair is entirely done. Now we just have to put the ear wires on the second pair. Through the loop, through the wire, close her up, okay, so through the loop, through the ear wire, and this baby is now done. As soon as I get this piece tightened right here, we'll be good to go. So there we go. 2 pair of earrings and a necklace. There we go. That is our necklace and 2 pair of earrings using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit, Wild Mushroom. There's our very pretty little necklace, very simple. It will be really nice. And then, of course, we have our 2 pair of earrings. So this pair, which is about that long, and our second pair, which is got the pretty purple crystal in it, and it's right here. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. As I said, these are this necklace and 2 pair earrings. We're using SoftFlex's Design Challenge Kit, Wild Mushroom. I think they turned out really pretty. I hope you do think so too. So anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.